Good morning, good evening, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you might be doing. We wish to welcome you to the Silverlight Show. The Silverlight shines to illuminate that which lies hidden in darkness. For those of you tuning in today, we welcome you in. I want to talk a little bit about what I think is the biggest sin in the modern world, and that's the sin of vanity. For your consideration, I've picked out two DVD covers from across the Atlantic, and I just want you to see what you can notice about them. I call your attention to bottom. Two, they're not ugly looking guys, but they're not standing out either. Just, you know, two guys you might bump into on a subway. That's the story there. Whereas the Dead Like Me cover is posed like some sort of Esquire shoot or, you know, one of those glamour shots kind of deal. Look at these actors and actresses, just picture perfect, airbrushed up the wazoo. I mean, I'm sure these guys had their hair and makeup done, but not to the same level that they did over here. Both of these series are comedies. But the thing I used to like about British comedy was the way that they would pick an actor without any regard to his or her physical appearance and just suited to the role. Throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s, they definitely did it. Whereas in the absolute West, here in North America, everyone needs to look like a supermodel. Especially our friend Inigo Montoya here. Yes, that's him. Want to know what happened to him after The Princess Bride? He got on Dead Like Me and became rude. But anyways, this is what I'm talking about Vanity for. This is a series that is unapologetic. You got two goofy looking guys that are going to do some goofy looking stuff. Over here, everybody's dark and mysterious and just absolutely stunning looking. That's because it's designed to appeal to us. While both titles are definitely appealing to the eye, they have that factor that catches you. I'll bet your eyes are definitely drawn to this one, with its beautiful airbrush scenery and whatever else they put together for it. Not into I'm not into film production for television, so I have no idea how that was posed. Good job, though. Good job. Either way, the reason that you are drawn to the Dead Like Me cover, again, both very funny. I recommend both to your perusal. But the Dead Like Me cover makes you feel like you're part of something more than yourself. These are guys, you could get on the bus and find them. These people are not supermodels, but definitely way above what you would run into in your normal everyday life. And this is what we see over time. Ralph Cramden he wasn't ugly by any stretch of the imagination. Wasn't particularly attractive either, and he would play to that with his looks. Whereas Dead Like Me, they have all sorts of tricks so they can make fun of their looks. It's all this beautiful trick, and that trick is to appeal to your own vanity. You want to be associated with the cool people, not these guys. You want to be associated with the cool people. That's why on TikTok, I say again, on TikTok, you wind up with these endless streams of videos where it's pretty much some song that you may or may not have heard before and a moderately attractive female dancing to it. And that's a huge part of TikTok. Then there's the pranks that are so badly staged a 5-year-old could do them better. But most of the people on TikTok share one thing. They're pretty. Silverlight doesn't appear on camera because my pretty days are behind me. I'm now more important for what I have to say, although it's never really pretty. Now, I don't blame anybody for being pretty. I don't blame anybody for trying to monetize that. But what bothers me about it is you get so many people who think they're going to be the next big thing on TikTok, on Facebook, and then they get on there and nobody cares, which is really the typical experience. You need a definite blend between your own vanity to say, hey, I'm good enough to do this, and the other people's ability to respond to your charisma. Rob Gavagan, one of my favorite YouTubers, and who's been going since the platform began, I mean, he has charisma just oozing out of him. He could walk up, buy you a drink, and walk away with your phone number without you even realizing what happened. Is he the most handsome man in the world? Heck no. But he does have that ability, that smooth talking ability that whoever you are, you wish you would be able to do as well. The 45th President of the United States. Not necessarily good looking, but he has charisma. There's no denying that. And out of our vanity, we seek to identify with people like that. And that's why when he holds rallies, so many people pay their own hard-earned money to listen to him bumble out some lines about whatever's on his mind that particular day. Because he's got the charisma. You look at him objectively, and the 45th President of the United States is a horrible businessman. He has money, yes, but he was given money and a territory. And that territory was New York City. And he was told, yeah, go make some investments over there. And that's all he's been doing ever since, is making investments, buying product. He's basically leveraged so heavily, he even probably doesn't know how bad it is. But who cares when he can get a crowd out on any given night, fill up a 50,000 seat stadium where the cheapest tickets are $20 a piece, and he's walking home and laughing with all that money. He can do that every single night for the rest of his life if he chooses. Because he has that charisma. Do you think he fits better on this one or this one? Somewhere in between. But he still appeals to that vanity within us. The Hiltons, the Jenners, the Kardashians, all those people. Same thing as the Twitter girls, except they have network television shows where we watch some very pretty people. I take nothing away from their looks, but making some very questionable decisions. I don't want to call them any names. I don't want to insult their intelligence. There's a chance they've been playing us for the past 20 years, and this is all one big act for the camera. Who knows? When Hogan Knows Best came on, all of a sudden he was no longer the paragon of virtue. He was just a regular guy doing some irregular things, trying to abuse his authority for his children when he acknowledged they were there. And it showed that the superstar really wasn't too much once you peel back the makeup. But Hulk Hogan appeals to our vanity, just like the Kardashians do. We want to be associated with that, but we're stuck here in our little homes with ourselves, and if you were lucky, a family. And we don't really have anything to associate ourselves with, save for what they feed us on network television. I understand network television is addicting. I understand the appeal of certain reality shows. I'm not going to say I understand the appeal of all of them. I don't like to watch all of them. But at the same token, if you invite me to your house and you have one of them on, I'm not going to ask you to turn it off. And the appeal is we could be having the adventure and the excitement of their life. We don't even need to get off the couch. That's our vanity, to think that in some way we are held with any esteem at all in a world that has stabbed us in the back over and over and will continue to do so without mercy. Our vanity is thinking we have somewhere to go, somewhere to hide, somewhere where our lives matter. We have the vanity to believe within our four walls, at least for tonight, nobody can touch us. We have the vanity to believe we're the most important person in the world. I will say this. I don't know who it is, but I know it's not me. But when we're watching superhero movies, when we're watching, there's nothing wrong with doing this as a pastime. I should clarify that, watching movies and watching TV is not a bad thing, but I'm just trying to explain the process of what makes us identify with particular shows. And it's our vanity that makes us do it. We don't all want to be like these guys. We want to laugh at them. We want to be like the good-looking people. So by spending our time watching them on TV, it stimulates those neurons in our brain as though we were being stimulated by their actual company. You ever seen somebody addicted to a TV show? I do use the word addicted quite precisely. It's like they go into convulsions. They have conniption fits if they don't see the episode. They get nuts if somebody tries to spoil it for them. What does this sound like? A drug addiction. Oh man, don't get me into the crack. Don't get me into the crack. Just don't spoil the ending of this week's, Better Than Thou or whatever that kind of show is important these days. Cut the cable a long, long time ago, and I haven't really looked back, although certain shows do catch my attention. I'm not speaking to you from 1972 back here. I'm speaking to you from 2022. I just don't know the names of the current shows. Like The Flash, is that on? Is that not on? I've heard some very conflicting reports about it, but that's about all I know about it. My vanity leads me to pick up books and research really obscure things on the internet. That's just me. My vanity is I've always liked books and I've always liked reading. Other people's vanity, I'll give you an example. My mother, the worst television addict of all time. She has her, TiVo, I believe? Anyway, she has her recorder set up to record all of her shows from now until the end of time. And I guarantee you she's seen them all. You know the daytime judge shows? Yeah, that's what she watches. That's why I'm not into crime or detective work or anything, because my mother loves that stuff and I was just bombarded by it my entire life. Did it make me a good detective? Hell no. But at the same token, I did learn some things from it. That's my mother's vanity. She wants to be an investigator. She wants to be a problem solver. She wants to be a judge. So start thinking about your vanity. What is it that attracts you to the entertainment that you seek out? I mean, if you're a sports person, you probably identify with particular athletes. Whether that be Greg Norman from golf, whether that be Curtis Joseph in hockey, whether it be Barry Saunders in football, whatever it might be. That's part of your vanity. You think when you get out there, you're making the same impact that those players do. Not a bad thing. Little ego is a good thing in sports. You're just living out your means in a different way. Garage bands. I do not want to spit on garage bands in any way. It's a bunch of people that are trying to make their way in the world using their talents. Probably one of the healthier things that you can possibly do. But still, ultimately you're probably going to wind up at best playing a wedding here and there, and then slowly everybody loses interest, and then 20 years from now you're drinking with your buddies and saying, hey, what, we could have been something. Yeah, we all think that. It's our vanity. So like I said, I wish you to consider your vanity projects. I'm going to upload this shortly. I say that because for the past 2 days I've recorded hours of video and deleted every single bit of it because I didn't like it. Yes, this was the best I came up with in the past 2 days. I have a bit of writer's block at the moment. And that's when I start considering strange things like personal vanity and how it controls us. But no matter what, we hope you enjoyed this episode of the Silverlight Show. If you did, please hit like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to click the link down in the comments where you can buy a book that really helps the show out. And we hope you have a fantastic day.